And it's Ash from SuperVideos back for another video for The Last of Us on HBO. So they just released the Season 2 trailer, which we're going to be breaking down here. Lots of details, interesting hints and clues about what we're going to see in the second season. For video game fans, we know exactly what they're doing, but for those that may not have played the game or may not remember, there's lots to break down, lots to uncover as far as hints about where the story is gonna go. I'm gonna try to be non-spoilery in this breakdown, so if there are parts that are spoilery, I will just mention it, but I won't really dive deep because I don't want to be giving out spoilers for those that don't know. But with that said, stay tuned. We'll be right back to break it all down. Alright, as always, before we dive into it, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right into it. So of course, the premiere date for the second season is April 13th, so that's going to be coming up before we know it. But the trailer starts with this shot of Ellie walking, and of course we see something crawling in the background, and then there's another shot later in the trailer where we see the infected that was crawling that we just saw. Not much there, it's just a cool creepy visual that they included in there. We have that particular infected creeping here as well, so that's pretty cool. We have another shot later on where we see some sort of a struggle between either an infected and Ellie or Joel or someone, or it could be a survivor attacking another survivor. It happens very quickly, tough to say what it is, but it's definitely super interesting. We have this shot of Joel with his watch, the watch that his daughter gave him, the one that he obviously got for his birthday, the night that she died. A lot of symbolism here, a lot of imagery, not much to really break down because it's fairly obvious. We have this pretty interesting shot of some graves, and then on one particular grave, we have a dog tag with the Fireflies emblem. For those that don't know, the Fireflies were the group that were trying to get to Ellie to basically get the cure of the infection from her brain. And of course, when Joel figured out that this was going to lead to her death, he saved her. And in the process, he pretty much destroyed the Fireflies from within. So this dog tag belongs to someone from the Fireflies. Again, a lot of possibilities, but for video game fans, we know what this is. So I don't even want to do any predictions because I know exactly what this is. This connects to a new character that's going to be coming up, whose name is Abby. So if you know about Abby, you know what this is. If you don't know about Abby, then I don't know what I can tell you without spoiling too much. But obviously, like I said, lots of graves here. It's a graveyard. And one particular person who's buried here was a member of the Fireflies. We have some shots of Ellie in the woods. She's kind of looking at this particular structure in the middle of the woods. Not sure what it is. It's kind of tough to say, but I think it's a tree. But I think this is connected to the Seraphites or these scars, like some hints about them. But then Joel says, "Are you okay?" to Ellie. She says, "Yeah, I'm fine," and then they move on. Not much to break down there. Then we have this shot of Jackson, and in the voiceover we have Joel saying, "This is where I live," or "where we live," pointing to Jackson in the map that they're looking at, and then he points at a perimeter that's in red and says, "What is this?" And then a kid sitting on his lap says, "A fence." Now the kid, I think, is Tommy and Maria's son. I could be wrong, but I think makes the most sense. And then Joel says, "What's inside?" The kid says, "People," and then he says, "What's outside?" And then the kid says, "Monsters." And then as he says that, we see all the monsters that are out there. Monsters are not just the infected, the bloaters, the clickers, and all of them. Monsters is also the human monsters who we're going to be seeing throughout the trailer. And then we have this shot of Joel's house inside Jackson with the mail sign that has his last name, so Joel Miller. Again, there's a lot of symbolism and foreshadowing here. For video game fans, you know what that is. For non-video game fans, I don't want to get into it because there are spoilers in there. And then we have this shot of Joel and Ellie. Joel gives Ellie a guitar. We do know based on the game that Joel teaches Ellie how to play the guitar, and that's definitely a major aspect in some emotional moments in the game. So this is just setting up for that particular story. We have this shot of Ellie in Jackson. There's a dance going on, and then we see her dancing with another new character named Dina. Again, for video game fans, we know what this is, but for non-video game fans, this is Dina and Ellie's first dance at Jackson. Dina is Ellie's love interest. We have some shots of some Seraphites or Scars with their torches running in the woods. This is a new group, it's a cult, and they're definitely very vicious, very brutal, and they have very, very brutal tactics to punish the people that they come across and everything like that. We see them torturing and possibly killing someone. This connects to some parts of Abby's story as well. For video game fans, you know what I'm referring to, but for non-video game fans, you'll have to wait and see, but they do run into Abby at some point. More shots of the Seraphites torturing people, and then we have another group, the WLF, or the Washington Liberation Front, which is a military group that we're gonna see in the second season. They're kind of like the Fireflies, but not really. They're very militaristic like them, but they're also very different in other ways as well. You're gonna see that in the second season. We see the emblem of the WLF here, and we see some of their soldiers. Then we have this shot of what we can label as Abby's crew. So we have Abby at the forefront, who is the new character, like I said, who's going to be a key character in the second season. We have Owen on the right, and then not far behind them, we have Mel, Nora, and Manny, who are other members that are connected to the Fireflies, and they're with Abby. They're part of Abby's crew. We have this pretty awesome shot of a clicker with some other infected running in the background. They're approaching Jackson, and there's like explosions going on, there's chaos, and it seems like it's a herd that's coming towards Jackson, and Tommy here with the sniper rifle has to fight them back, and they have to find a way to stop them from coming in. Pretty awesome stuff. We have this shot of Dina and Ellie on a horse going towards Seattle. Seattle is going to be a key location in the second season, just like part 2 of the game, and it's going to be connected to a lot of story with Ellie and Abby. So that's going to be coming up in the second season, which is pretty cool. We have another member of the Seraphites here. They're also called the Scars, like I said, because they have scars on their faces. We have another kid here who's part of the Seraphites, and then this guy right here. We will see him later on. Keep your eye on that particular Scar. But then we have Dina here in a corridor somewhere with a flashlight. We have Jesse and Ellie here. Jesse is someone that lives in Jackson. Then we have this shot of Ellie and Dina giving each other a kiss. Obviously, like I said, they are together. Dina here, I think, she's screaming like she's in a lot of pain. Very interesting. We have Joel and Ellie here. I think this is a museum. I think this is from part 2 of the game where Joel and Ellie visit a museum. Then we have Joel and Ellie here back at Jackson. Joel is looking at Ellie's new tattoo. Looks pretty cool. Ellie's tattoo in the game was fantastic, but in the show, it doesn't look quite as good. It still looks cool, but not quite as good. But obviously it's there to cover her scar from the bite that she got that we know about from season 1 and part 1 of the game. We have Isaac here, who's the leader of the WLF. He has a prisoner, and then in the voiceover he says when the sun comes up tomorrow, there's a very good chance you won't be alive. He's actually talking to the Scar. Remember that guy I talked about? It looks like they have captured him and he's their prisoner. We have this shot of Ellie running here. Not much to break down. We have this pretty insane looking infected or clicker or whatever it is. And we have Ellie looking at him. We have another herd here. And then we see it's Abby who's climbing up. So she's the one running away from these infected. Then we have this shot, not sure who it is. I think it's someone related to Abby or connected to Abby, I should say. But I don't know exactly who this could be. Possibly connected to the Fireflies. We have Joel here with a sniper rifle. And then we have this shot of some infected in what I'm only assuming is a subway station somewhere in Seattle. You have Dina and Ellie here as well, running away from them on the train carts. Pretty cool. It's a part directly from the game, so that's pretty awesome. We have Ellie here pointing a gun and looking at someone here. I think this is Nora. I could be wrong, but she says, "Don't you know what he did?" Obviously, this is a direct adaptation, a direct scene from the game. Video game fans will know exactly what this is. I'm not gonna say much, but this is very important. Then we have this shot of Joel in the winter looking at something. Could be a herd, could be something that's connected to a threat that he's seeing coming towards Jackson. And then we have Joel here going inside some sort of a building, closing the door shut. I think that they're hiding from a herd. He's shooting probably an infected or a clicker, and they're around the same type of environment. We have this pretty awesome shot of Tommy with a flamethrower and a bloater coming towards him. This is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome stuff. Very cool. I wanted to see a bit more of that type of thing, but we didn't. We got two cool shots of a bloater and a clicker in the trailer, but I was expecting to see more. Hopefully the season itself will feature lots and lots of these new threats. The clickers, bloaters, we didn't see quite as much of them in the first season, so I'm hoping that we do see it in the second season. Then we have this shot of Ellie and Joel looking at each other, and Ellie is very, very angry, and she says, "You swore," and then walks away. And then we have the final shot of Joel. Now, again, I could make a lot of predictions about what this is, but I don't want to do that because I know what this is. It's from the game. We know what this is about. For video game fans, you know what this is. For non-video game fans, all I can say is that this is connected to something that happened in the first season. That's all I can say. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through in this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.